Afternoon, RO. Welcome here to FWE. I'm Damon Anthony. We've spoken recently on the phone, and just wanted to get you a quick video tutorial of the overall operation of the PHTT 12CV. So this is a similar unit to what you guys have at your school district. So real quick, just want to give you a rundown of basic operation and cleaning of the unit. So first, we're just going to go ahead and switch this unit on. Far left of the machine here, we're going to have the on-off switch. And as you switch that on, you'll see the LEDs illuminate. It's going to give you a temperature readout, the humidity readout, with the corresponding knobs to let you change those. So right now we're in preheat, and we're going to just go ahead and set up the unit. So the first thing you want to do is just go ahead and push and hold this set values button here in the middle of the display. So we're going to push and hold there. And while you've got that held, you're going to see that turning the left knob, which is your heat knob, your air heat, is going to allow you to set your set point for wherever you want your air heat to be. So we'll go ahead and set this for 185 degrees. And we're going to do the same thing to set our relative humidity in the unit. Again, we're just going to push and hold set values, and then we can turn this knob clockwise or counterclockwise to set that humidity set point where you want it to be. And we're going to go ahead and set this for 15% humidity. So once those are set in, you can release the set values button, and as you can see, your display is now showing what your set point is. At any time during operation, day to day, in and out, you want to check what your actual temperature and humidity are in the unit. Just go ahead and hit this display values button in the center of the console here. And this is going to give you actual temperature and humidity of the unit. And so you can see a couple of things are happening right now. We do have the unit set for 185 degrees and set for 15% humidity. The unit was just turned on, so it is still going through this preheat cycle. But as you can see, it is actively heating. So right now we're only at 66 degrees, and just from the latent moisture in the unit, we're at 58% humidity. So one other thing to note, if you can see here this small blue LED light, that is letting you know that the unit is actively controlling the humidity. And that's going to tell you two things. It's going to tell you when the element's firing. It's also going to tell you when the vent is open to allow that excess humidity to escape. So right now that vent is open and is actually allowing that excess humidity, which is up around 50–60% right now, to evaporate from the unit. And this will all work hand in hand with the preheat, with actually letting the unit get to the set point that you want. So just know that during preheat, all of those things are actively happening. You will also see a similar LED light in the corner of the heat display at any time that the heating element is actively being fired. So we'll go ahead and open up the unit. A couple of things to point out to you here. First, just going from the outside in, let's pay a lot of attention to this removable door gasket. As you can see, you don't need any tools to take that gasket out. But we want to make sure that this gasket is always in good repair. Make sure that this gasket is always in place in your unit, and make sure it's always clean. And so, at the end of the day, nice warm soapy water, maybe a sanitizer solution. Just make sure you give this a good wipe now so that you don't get any debris or any foreign objects in there causing that seal of that gasket to be broken. Next thing, and I believe you guys also do have the double door units. So again, you're going to have two separate seals for this unit. Again, we have a test model here in the factory today, so we don't have the bottom seal, but as you can see, this seal is just located inside of this channel, and there are no screws or anything, no tools needed for you to remove this gasket to clean and make sure it stays free of any debris. Next thing we'll look at is actually inside the unit. And we'll start down here in the water pan. So your standard 4-inch water pan, which we'll get to in just a moment, is going to be covered by this water baffle. As you can see, the element housing and the element directly in the water with your water level indicator. So this element being directly in the water, it does need to be descaled at least once a week to make sure that it's going to remain functional. And the easiest way to do that is just to turn the machine off, flip that water element up, which can be done at the bottom of the unit. There are two catch pans, one for the overflow of any residual moisture that'll collect from the door, and then the other reaching directly under the unit. As you pull this 4-inch hotel pan out, that element is going to swing up, and you're going to be able to remove that pan. So we've already got this filled, so I'm not going to pull it completely out of the unit. I did that backwards there. And again, descaling that element, any citric-based acid, even distilled white vinegar in a solution, allow that to soak for an hour or so. Give it a good wipe down with a clean, soft towel, and you're going to be fine. Make sure you don't want to use any abrasive green scrubbies or stainless steel scrubbies or anything like that, either on the outside or any internal components of the unit. One other thing I want to show you here on the inside of the unit, the standard tray slides. As you can see, we do have these laser cut etchings here. That is going to allow you to see where the preset 4.5-inch spacing is located. So to hold 12 sheet pans, you can just line these up on each side. And if you follow that pattern all the way down, that's going to give you your standard 4.5-inch spacing. I know, Aro, one thing that you had mentioned that you really wanted to convey with some of your staff was the importance of the water in the unit. It's very, very easy to understand their thought process of if you're trying to hold a dry product that you don't want to even add water to the unit. But in all actuality, without the water in the unit is not going to function the way it's intended to function. Adding moisture or pulling moisture out of the environment is really the whole premise behind the PHTT format here. So even if you're holding a dry product, there still needs to be some moisture introduced into the cabinet, and also making sure what moisture is already in the product stays in the product. And the way that's done is by creating that equilibrium, so to speak, of moisture content in the cabinet. And that simply cannot be done without having that water pan full of water. So even when you're holding chicken tenders or French fries, things that you would think are going to be held dry, it's very important that that moisture content is maintained in the unit. And I'm also going to forward you over some holding guidelines for those, especially crispy products and things that I think you'll come in contact with at the school district. So just wanted to share that with you really quickly. And if you have any questions, you have my contact information. Please feel free to reach out, and get you squared away. Thanks.